Hey, what it do, what it do? Your boy is back with another one. With another boxing updates. That's right. This is another edition of boxing updates. And today, it's about Jermell Charlo. Not Jamal, Jermell. Now you all know and remember that Jermell fought no other than Castano in the first of a unified fight, which came out to a draw. Well, they are running it back. Well, they were running it back. But Jermell is not buying it. Jermell said that Castano injury, he's not buying it. He said 2 times in a row they tried to pull the same stunt. Now, Jermell Charlo feels like he's been here before with Brian Castano. The lineal and unified junior middleweight champion isn't buying the alibi being offered for the latest delay in his planned rematch with Castano. And I must admit that Jermell is putting in the work. You can't ignore what Jermell Charlo is doing. Now, of course, his brother Jamal is chasing a ghost right now. He's playing the waiting game. He's waiting on someone to choose him. Like Piggy 1, Piggy 2. You remember when you was little, you waiting to get in the game. You waiting on somebody to pick you so you can get on the court. Well, Jermell is not doing that. He's in the game. And he's trying to finish up the game undisputed. But in his eyes, Castano was forced to withdraw their planned March 19th rematch at Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles. But after suffering a slight bicep tear, then this fight has been canceled or pushed back. Now, allegedly, Jermell is thinking that maybe Castano is trying to get the edge, if you know what I mean. Water and Vada. Hello. Charlo was prepared to put his lineal WBC, WBA, and IBF crown along the side of Castano's WBO title, as was the case in their first fight. That was back in July, which ended in pretty much a split decision draw. Now, the rematch was already pushed back from its target February 26th date. Now, hit with another delay, which doesn't sit well with the unified junior middleweight champion. Now, keep in mind, we are talking about a Charlo. We are talking about Jermell Charlo. These guys, it don't take much to light a fire under their ass. It doesn't take too much for them to speak out. That has been their Achilles heel ever since they've been in the sport of boxing. Well, you know what? I misspoke. A man admits when he's wrong. That's been the Achilles heel ever since they've been a winner. Ever since they've been knocking people out and taking names. As they've been elevating. But like my brother, Knockout Boxing 86 TV said, no more passes. Now, we can't say that for Jermell, because Jermell is doing what Jermell's supposed to do. He is unifying the titles. Now, Jamal, on the other hand, no more light, soft touches. No more Monty L, all that shit. No more Cobalt and all that shit. You get in there and you fight. But stop waiting on one man. Hello? Stop waiting on one man. David Benavidez, it seems like he don't want to fight Demetrius Andrade. because he doesn't have anything to bring to the table either, Samson. So, therefore, Jermell and Castano has been pushed back. Now, keep in mind, Charlo is 34-1. And that one came to who? That's right, Tony Harrison, which he revenged that loss by coming back in a rematch, which, once again, I approve, because if you're a champion, you must have a rematch clause in your contract. At least you have an opportunity to get your belt back. If you're not good, if let's say you're older, you slow down, you mentally drained, or you just mentally ain't there anymore, well, the second fight will determine that. So there you go. Now, of course, Charlo, 34-1, as I mentioned, with 18 KOs, was deep in training for this rematch. He was seeking to make the third defense of at least one junior middleweight title in his second reign. He's a Houston-based fighter who trains out of Derrick James' facility in the greater Dallas area. Now, he regained the WBC title, as I mentioned once before, just a little while ago, an 11-round knockout over none other than Tony Harrison. That was back in 2019. That was back in December of 2019. The feat avenged his long career defeat, suffering a controversial 12-round points loss to Harrison exactly 52 weeks prior. Now, both title defenses of Charlo current reign came in unification bouts. Now, Charlo scored an 8-round knockout over who? Rosario. That's right. He had a knockout to the body on Rosario. Now, I don't know, Rosario allegedly was throwing up his guts or dry heaving, if you know what that means. Now, of course, that was back in September. Jermell is staying busy. Jermell is doing what Jermell's supposed to do. Jermell is doing what champion's supposed to do. And he's supposed to be little Charlo. Well, he's acting like big Charlo, little Charlo, and the only Charlo. Jermell, you better step it up. Jamal, you better step it up. Because your brother's outdoing your ass. You can keep waving that one little belt all you want to. You got to make it happen. And stop chasing other fighters to validate your status as a fighter and a winner. Allow your hands to do the talking. Allow your brains to do the talking. Now, of course, back to the bicep. Now, the July 17th fight with Castano, who's 17-2, 17-0, with 12 KOs, was apt to crown the first undisputed junior middleweight champion in the four-belt era, only to end in a split decision draw. Now, Charlo won 9 out of 12 rounds on the heavily criticized scorecard, of Judge Nelson Vasquez. Now, the plans are very unclear as to when the rematch can be rescheduled. Now, Castano is suspected to be out at least 4 weeks, which could cause an issue with the WBO, who has already placed on hold its plans to enforce a mandatory title defense versus number one contender Tim Tszyu. That's Castle Tszyu's son. We all remember Castle Tszyu, the one Ricky Hatton defeated. Now, Charlo also has mandatories due with IBF number one rank Bergram Mazzardi. If I'm saying that name wrong, I apologize. But hell, use a nickname that next time, shit. Now, he's 19-0 with 14 KOs. and the WBA #1 contender. Now, of course, you got Israel Jermell. I don't know where they get these names from, but I do. Most of them from Russia, the Ukraine, but y'all have to find a nickname. This is America, all right? Find a nickname. If they call you Israel Mafia, motherfucker, just call Mafia now, whatever. Well, he's 8-0 with 6 KOs. So therefore, there you go. Now, those two are waiting in the wind. They are waiting in the wings. Now, my question to you, my friends, my subscribers, my base, my question is to you. Is Jermell, is he getting played by Castano? Or is Castano trying to kill time like Oscar Valdez? Is he trying to get something out of his system? Or maybe, or just maybe, he's not ready to fight. Or maybe he just don't have what he want, the game plan, pretty much tied down or know by heart. Other words, he's not ready. Let me just sum that shit up. He's not ready to take on Jermell Charlo. Why? We don't know. Maybe he had other things to do. But what's more important than focusing on a unification fight for all the titles, for all the marbles to be undefeated? And it only take a little bit, a grain of motherfucking salt to set the Charlos off. I rock with them. They are my favorite fighters, but I keep it real and I keep it right down the middle. Outside the ring, they are a pain in the ass. But inside the ring, they handle their business. So therefore, Jermell Charlo is still in the running for Canelo Alvarez. Jermell, he's put on hold once again by Castano. Castano, is you afraid? Castano, why? You want to be 100% ready? I don't know what it is. But soon we will find out. So stay tuned for another edition of Boxing Updates. I am your boy, KQKC Boxing Network. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do. I come on Monday through Friday, 12:30 p.m. Central Time. I come on right after Trill Boxing Talk. And therefore, don't forget, I do call fights. I will call 2 cards this Saturday. And yes, we will be calling the Amir Khan and Kell Brook fight. That will be taking place on ESPN Plus. I will be going live 12 noon Central Time. And yes, we will be back on the zone that night at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Time. I will be calling the Jaime Mejia versus Bella fight. So stay tuned. We're going to be doing that 2 weeks in a row. Your boy KQKC, I be grinding. I be working. That's why I fall asleep on your ass in a minute. Wow. Yes, sir. Well, anyway, thank you for your time. Thank you for your comments down below. Because if you have any questions and concerns or any great ideas, always put them in the comment section. So like, share this video, and make sure you hit my like button. That shows me that you care and you care about what I'm doing. So with that, shout out to the almighty LDBC. Shout out to New Medias Row. Shout out to Black Medias Row. And shout out to all my great subscribers. Next week, we're going to have a subscriber-only live stream. That's right. So if you're not a subscriber, that means you cannot comment. You can listen, but you cannot comment and participate. So you better subscribe right now. Right now. So with that, that's all I got. I'm moving on to the next one. If I don't, I will see you today at 12:30 p.m. Central Time. And with that, this has been another edition of Boxing Updates. I'm out. Assalamu alaikum.